Hey guys, this is Isaiah Bridie coming at you with another video, and this video is going to be part 3 in us covering the rules changes that the Oklahoma medical marijuana is going to be issuing out and voting on, I do believe, on March 7th. So let's continue through this document. We're going to be starting at page 43, and this is speaking to, I do believe, application renewals. Let me see here. Yep, renewal applications. We're going to go all the way up to subpart A here. Applicants seeking to renew a commercial license issued prior to the enactment of the Oklahoma Medical Marijuana and Patient Protection Act shall submit documentation establishing proof of residency in accordance with the statute. And also, too, we see here on subpart B, all other applicants shall submit documentation establishing proof of residency in accordance with another statute. So here we see a new thing that has been taking place here. This provision to me seems to be getting rid of that quote unquote grandfathered in clause that people have tried to been shelter up under with their older businesses that have been established prior to these changes. So I think the Oklahoma Medical Marijuana Authority is starting to get away from that grandfathered status. So we see those changes here. Going down to point G on page 43, status letter update. If a delay in processing has occurred, the department shall notify the applicant via email of the delay and of the reason for the delay. So that's a new thing. So now the department will be giving updates on why your application seems to be taking so long. For me, in my experience, it has never really taken that long to get an application. But under the statute, they are allotted 90 days to review your application. So I guess that's if you're falling outside of that 90-day window. Going on from there, staying on page 43, proof of residency for commercial licensees. So this is speaking to that proof of residency that I was talking about earlier. All applicants shall provide sufficient documentation establishing their proof of residence for the previous 2 years immediately before the application, or for a continuous 5 years within the last 25 years. So if you can establish residency through 2 of those means, you can also use a bunch of different documents to prove up your Oklahoma residency. The easiest one is going to be what's called a letter of credit, and this is a document that you actually get from a utility company. So think PSO, OG&E, anything like that. You can't use a cell phone bill or an internet bill, but a utility bill that you think of. And you can basically ask them for a letter of credit. It's basically just like, a summary of your account with them. And you can use that document and another document. So a driver's license, if your driver's license is old enough, an agricultural grower's card, any other document that basically your taxes, any other document that can establish your Oklahoma residency for either the previous 2 years before an application or for a continuous 5 years within the last 25 years. Going on from there, we're going to go to page 44. We're actually going to go down to this next provision, persons prohibited from holding a commercial license. So we see some new things happening here. So these are people who are prohibited from holding a medical marijuana grow license or a business license. So we see here a new thing. Number 2 under part A is going to be a limitation on corporations if the criminal history of any of its officers, directors, or stockholders has a disqualifying criminal conviction. So think of that as you have a ownership entity, and that entity has an owner or a shareholder or a officer who themselves cannot meet the criminal record background check that is required of individuals. And also, too, an owner of a commercial license who, during a period of the licensure or at the time of any commercial license application, has failed to, 1, file any taxes, interest, or penalties do related to a medical marijuana business, so failure to file your taxes on your medical marijuana business, or 2, pay any of those taxes or fines related to your medical marijuana business. So those are 2 new things that have popped up in these rule changes for the Medical Marijuana Authority. Again, this is Isaiah Bridey going through the proposed rule changes for the Oklahoma Medical Marijuana Authority. Tune in for the next video.